Okay, so here we are. I'm sitting here in the room. It's very hot outside. It's a warm summer here in Stockholm, Sweden, and I want to say hello again to Luxley. How is it there in New York at this time?
I'm doing pretty well. The weather isn't as bad as from what it sounds in Sweden.
Oh, okay.
And I'm in solitary confinement in my parents' basement.
That sounds good. Actually, that's good. In our house, we have a basement, and I thought I would move down there because it's quite cool. It's much better. So, do you sleep there as well in the same room, or?
No, I'm just making a joke. No, I just,
No,
I just was ostracized to the dungeon. That's all.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense.
It makes sense. I know what you're saying. I can't think though because my brain hurts. I haven't been drinking. I'm dehydrated. But it's gonna work anyway. Welcome again.
Really
Yeah, you know what? We're gonna take off a bit from where we were before. I mean, we've done this series now together. I think it's awesome. And we got some really nice sayings from you guys watching. And about networking, there's so much to do and so much to say. We're going to try to cover as much as we can. And again, we'd like to hear from you. Don't hesitate to write to us in the comment section and we will answer as much as we can. One thing that pops up in my head. I mean, I had a great vacation. I was 2 weeks in Florida. Me and my family went to like 7 theme parks in 9 days. That was quite hectic. Wow. But anyways, I was when I came home, I went to YouTube, of course, and the old inbox system was gone, vanished, finito. I got a bit of a shock because I know that a lot of you guys are using this, you know, in order to network. And me and Luxley have been doing that as well from time to time, and we've talked about it. So what are your reactions about that? Google has sort of made a big change here on YouTube again. What do you say, Luxley?
Well, first, I want to say that it's not YouTube's fault. I was the one that did it.
It's you again?
And
Come on.
I made the changes. I just want to, I pull rabbits out of hats. I do magic tricks. I do kids' parties. Contact me. Check out my channel.
How much did you get from Google? Come on, no.
Oh, I just did it for shits and giggles. I have no idea. I just felt like I was bored.
Oh man, how are we gonna get through this conversation?
And I thought I was ordering Chinese food, and next thing you know, I hacked into YouTube. I have no idea how I did it, but I'll be serious.
Next time it's
here
gonna be Pentagon. Watch
32
out, man.
seconds, okay?
Yeah, okay.
You know, a lot of the changes that YouTube makes or Google makes, you know, it's kind of got. It's trying to get you from point A to point B to point C. You know, they have a plan, and it's like a baby step in that direction. And we may have not have agreed with those changes in the past, like Google Plus and all the other stupid things they did. But as they kind of reveal themselves, it starts to make sense. I don't see how this makes sense. I don't see where they're going with this. And once again, it's not the changes that they make as much as it is they really just don't communicate with the community. I mean, how difficult would it be to send an inbox to people or have something that's a link that's accessible to people on changes as they occur on YouTube? That's just my thoughts.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I mean, we'll see what will come out of this. But the thing was, when I came home again, I mean, first of all, I couldn't reply as I used to in the old inbox system. So it took some time really to find out. I mean, eventually I you know, as maybe some of you do now, you go to the actual channel, you go to About on that channel, and you send the message there. But for some reason, I can't like get the logic of it. So maybe you guys have a greater explanation that I have at least. Please let us know what you think about it. But back to networking. I mean, you are an experienced networker, Luxley. I know that. That's really one of the reasons why you're here, except for that, you know, gigs for you know, birthdays or ordering China food. I think you're good at that too. But
Children's parties.
Children's parties. Sorry, my bad. Not gonna do that again. As a clown or a singer, or what do you do, by the way?
I strip. No.
Really?
No.
That's for the mothers. You naughty boy.
The single mothers, yeah. I just thought of a new way to pick up divorced women. God, I have such a bad mind.
You see, guys, we're just in the beginning here, and we've sort of covered all here at We're Network, I think. Now, one of the common questions that we have had through this series is, networking, the concept we know by now, is a mutual beneficial thing, meaning that you reach out to someone and say, hey, why don't we try to work together here, and we watch each other's vids, we make comments, we stay active and all that. That's fine. But we are all, some guys are studying, working. I'm working myself. How is it about this time thing? It has 24 hours this day and night and everything. How are we going to fit in here? Are we going to work all night? What do you say, Luxeley?
Yes.
Okay, next question. I was...
Listen, nothing in this world is going to come to people without some sort of sacrifice, without some kind of effort.
Exactly.
And a lot of times what gives people incentive to take action is they see the results. And sometimes people don't see the results because they lack the vision, they lack the imagination, or sometimes they just don't see the results. They don't see how it's going to benefit them. Let me explain how networking has benefited me. Has it given me a plethora of people that watch my videos and comment them all the time, in-depth comments? No, it hasn't. Has it taken me from 1 to 30,000 subs? No, it hasn't. Let me tell you what it's done, though. It's given me an idea of who's reliable and who's serious about YouTube and will do what they need to do to grow. And those are the people I want to be in contact with, because those are the people I want to collab with. And that is the real juice. That is where the real growth is, doing collaboratives. And if you could weed out who's serious and who's not, and who's dedicated and who's not, you're going to create an effort that's going to net results. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, by watching other videos of other games, I get ideas. I get ideas for series. I get ideas for things that I'm going to say. I get ideas for commentary. I get ideas for visual effects, for audio effects. And you know what? It's not exactly stealing if I get an idea from somebody's Minecraft series to put into my WoW series, because it's not such a bad thing. Matter of fact, I had somebody on my channel say they wanted to do a new PvP series for Minecraft, and they just asked me, hey, would you have a problem with that? I said, no, go ahead. So my point is, by watching other people produce videos of other games, you get ideas. And if you're just going to regurgitate what the big YouTubers are doing and what the successful people are doing, you might get lucky, but the real key is to find your own voice and find your own niche. And by watching other people, you will find ideas. At least I do. And that's why I've been doing it for a year, and that's why I'll continue doing it.
So if I get you right, it's like two things here you describe. It's one thing that you get to know people better, like you have an inner circle of people that you trust, and you know that you can easily contact and they will answer you like hours or a day after. And also it's a question about, a creative aspect of it, that you, as you say, you get inspiration, you see what other people are doing, and you maybe think, okay, I'm going to use something of this to make my own series of whatever it might be, a new PvP or something like that. I think that's great, because I've definitely experienced the same, and I think when I hear from you guys, I think that we can definitely agree upon this, because I've also seen other, learn about other games. We've touched that subject before, and also seen things that sort of put my head into spin and made me, want to do other things on my channel that I wouldn't think of in the first place. So that's great. But now we're in 2014 and we have a lot of channels. I mean, we have a lot of channels on YouTube. YouTube is creating a huge amount of traffic and it's growing in the hands of Google. How should we move on from here? I mean, let's say that we are doing the things that we have talked about before. We're reaching out to people and we are building this tribe. How should we, take care about it? What is the best way to, of course, stay active, but also keep the subscribers, keep the family at our channel? What are your thoughts there, Luxeley?
That's really hard, and you might have stumped me. You just really might have stumped me on that one. That's a tough question, and I would greatly appreciate seeing any kind of ideas that people have on that question in the comments, because I do read the comments myself as well. But off the cuff, just brainstorming here a little bit. You know, it's hard to coordinate. The more people you have involved, the harder it is to coordinate their time schedules, especially when you throw in the fact people are in different time zones. Right now, Splish Splash is in Sweden, I'm in New York, you know, so that's two completely different time zones. And that in itself, along with real life responsibilities, YouTube responsibilities, it makes it very, very difficult to keep people together. But let me tell you one key way of keeping people together, regardless of what it is that you do, regardless of whether it's your career, whether it's your friends, whether it's some sort of chess club, you know, that you're a part of, or YouTube itself, the more you personalize it, the more people will be inclined to tune in. And the question is, how do you personalize it? You know, you don't have to tell them about, you know, Kristen Cramps who broke your heart, you know, when you were 15 years old. You don't have to go into that story. That's another video if you guys want to see it.
Who's she, by the way?
What's that?
Who's she, by the way?
Oh, let me say one quick story. You guys are going to love this story.
Yes,
I'm 15 years. I have to say this. I'm going off on a tangent. 15 years old, actually 14 years old, first girlfriend ever, and I'm about to meet her father. And her father, and I'm at this big pool party, July, New York, and her father shows up, and he's this big, burly guy. He, you know, owned his own landscaping business. He was all dirty, covered in dirt and grass, and he was like 6'6", and I'm like 5'10". And he goes over to my friend Steve, and he goes, "Nice to meet you, Luxeley." And he reaches out this firm hand to my friend Steve, and he says, "Nice to meet you, Luxeley. Dick Cramps here." That is a true story. And my friend broke out in laughter because he said his name with such pride. And me, I'm a kid. You know how hysterical that is to a 14-year-old kid? How I kept my composure is amazing.
That's amazing. Oh, I'm glad you guys didn't end up in the pool or something. That was, you know, but yeah.
But yeah, you have to personalize things with people.
Yeah.
And the more you personalize them, the more inclined that they're going to have a sense of familiarity with you. And they're also going to see you as someone who's approachable to help them solve a problem, to help them with video, to help them with anything. And the way you do that is you just kind of throw questions out there in your videos and engage people. I try to do that at every chance I can. And you start off with things that people have in common. You know, we all went to school. Some of us are still in school. Some of us have a career. Some of us are looking at what kind of career we want to have. You know, if we're guys, we've dated women. If we're women, we've dated guys. Or, of course,
are you sure today's
society, women dating women, which is completely acceptable to me, and men dating men, which is completely acceptable to me. Matter of fact, I have proof that there's a God, because if you look at lesbians, you know that there's a God. But
how come?
Because anything that wonderful it just has to be a God, you know. And then all of a sudden you realize that, you know, the lesbians with the guy in the bed and that kind of thing is really just in porn movies and not my life. And that's where the devil comes into play. You got to personalize things. Ask people questions. Have it start off with things that everybody's in common. It engages your audience in your videos, and more importantly, you start to see in the comments and start personalizing things, and you find out things about people. And when people, you know, when people reveal something about themselves, it's almost as if they left something at your house and they have to return. There's that indebtedness that they have to return. And I think that's what keeps people together in any capacity in anything that you do.
Drive, skill, and commitment. That's definitely some of the three major ingredients you gotta have when you're having a YouTube channel. Well, we're ending this co-op here, this interview together, and I hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up, leave a like and comment, and we're gonna take a look at the comments and come back to you guys. And see you soon again in a new vid in this series. We're gonna move on from where we were now. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Luxley. Bye-bye.